I am fortunate enough to be here at the Top Pub on Monday, the 30th of March, where the winners of the Mullum Moth short story competition have been announced. And I'm here with the winner of the under 18 section, Ella Maitland. Congratulations, Ella.
Thank you, Simone.
How do you feel? You won the under 18s and it's your first competition you've entered into.
It is, yeah. Gosh, it's amazing. So wonderful to hear all the stories and be in the atmosphere and everything. And yeah, I feel very honored because, yeah, really lucky to be around such wonderful, inspired, and creative beings.
And it has been wonderful to listen to all the stories. And we were talking earlier, and you told me that you have had, it's no accident that you won. I think that you won the competition because you've put in the hard yards over time. You've been part of professional development opportunities with the Byron Writers Festival. Would you like to talk a bit more about them?
Yes, so I was a part of the Byron Bay Masterclass storyboard where Milena and Sib were kind of like mentors, and we would create stories with a bunch of young writers and share snacks, and it was very formative and wonderful memories of that time. I've stayed close with many of the friends, and I feel really lucky to have been a part of that. And that was a big part of my creative process, I think, that really helped solidify, yeah, that this is something I really enjoy doing.
And how did it help your creative process? I mean, you were saying that you met every Thursday during school terms for over 4 years. That's a lot of Thursdays to be in the room with other nerdy writers. I say that with all due respect. How did that help inform your creative practice?
Well, we would like brainstorm stories together because we would create anthologies. And so I guess like passing back ideas between each other and building upon what, each of us had built made all the stories so much stronger and more exciting. And being there with friends, particularly, really helped with that process. And yeah.
So what I'm hearing is being surrounded by a community of writers
Mm.
and the consistency of turning up and of practice, of persistence.
Yes, I will say, I will admit, I often handed my story in the night before it was due, with leaving the editors to do a little bit of work. So I took it very seriously, and I wanted what I wrote to be good enough because it was put in an anthology with my friends who I respected a lot. And yeah, so yeah.
So you had high expectations of yourself because you recognized the quality that the other people, the other writers were doing, and you wanted to be part of that.
Mm.
And you went to a school that valued artistic expression and self-determination as part of your schooling and part of your pedagogy.
Mm. Yeah, so I went to Kate Byron Steiner from kindy to year 10, and yeah, I had some really wonderful teachers, and particularly art teachers. I really enjoyed like painting and watercolors, and that was one way that I really enjoyed expressing that. Yeah.
That's interesting because I found your story, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I found your story very strong on images, very strong on the viscerality, and that drew me into the story. So, do you think that there's a link between the capacity to be able to work with words, but also paint pictures with words, and the way that kind of abstraction of visual arts can also help inform help inform your syntax, help inform your vocabulary, help inform your image making.
Absolutely. I really want to be able to see the scene that I create, and like I am in it, and while I don't mention everything in that scene, it all layers upon each other, and there's key aspects that I really want to highlight in my writing. And I love playing with words, and so through that process, yeah, it comes out, and the stories are, yeah, the webs are weaved.
And what about the perfectionist in you? Like, how many drafts does it take for you to be happy with the final draft?
So the perfectionist in me, um, is very close with the procrastinator in me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so
I don't think you're alone there.
yes, so that does it often stops me from making a first draft to start with, and it takes quite a lot of pressure and time pressure particularly to be like, okay, I really need to sit down and just write something because it's gotten to that point of either I'm writing it or I'm not. Um, but then I will often think through the sentences quite deeply before I write them out and play with each word. I like to
Yeah,
do that. A
yeah.
few I'd say I have about 3 or 4, maybe actually probably more than that drafts before it's like ready to be submitted, but that all happens in quite a short space of time. So, yes. Yeah, I do sometimes look back and be like, "Oh, I could have changed that a bit more," and
Yes, well, they say an artwork is never finished.
exactly. Yeah.
You just you put in the one that that needs to be put in, but you could always keep working on it,
Mm.
that idea. And I'm interested in that, you went from Steiner, which is, obviously a pedagogical approach that values the arts and creative expression, and um, and creating identity around the students' own interests. And then you went from Steiner to Mullum High. Can I ask more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, there were a few things in it. I was very sad to say goodbye to Steiner, but I have a lung condition. I have cystic fibrosis, and so being at the Steiner school, it just wasn't ideal for me health wise. Um, and I also really enjoyed chemistry in the younger years, and Cape Byron doesn't offer chemistry. I would have to do it distance ed, and I I didn't think I would hold myself accountable to that, and yeah, I think I was also ready for a change. I'm glad I have because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's been a really lovely transition and I've met some really wonderful friends and like the teachers are all lovely and yeah, I actually am very grateful.
Yes, go Mullum
Yeah.
High and go
Yeah.
Steiner. We love
Love
all the
it.
different ways that young people can be educated in the Shire.
Truly. Yeah.
And having been a chemistry nerd, having done chemistry for the
Yeah.
HSC, and I look back
Yeah.
at one of my trial papers and go, I have no idea. My brain clearly understood that one day, but not now. Um, and the inspiration for your story.
Mm.
Would you like to tell the listeners, the viewers, a little bit about your story, summing it up in your own words as the author?
Yeah, for sure. So my story explores what may happen when mental illness goes mistreated in creative minds. And yeah, my story explores someone struggling, well, to me, she's struggling with OCD and um, she has a very creative mind and like it, sorry. Um, yeah, and so she hates taking medication because she finds it dulls all of her senses, it dulls, and she can't access parts of herself that she really misses. And that manifests in all sorts of ways. The spiders are particularly one representing creativity. Um, yeah, but then her sickness brings back another burst of OCD, and she struggles with these ants and finds a way to help herself through however she can. It was sort of inspired. One of my friends struggles with OCD, and another one of my friends, actually from Storyboard, wrote her major work on sort of mental illness, but one of the characters has OCD, and she, I love Rununa. I really love her writing and her way of wording words. So yeah, that was really inspiring to me when I wrote this.
Wording words, that's such a lovely phrase. And there was such empathy in that story. And also, it was really um, illuminating to hear from a young person about the potential struggles or the struggles of young people with mental health. Not that the protagonist, well, I assume that the protagonist was a young person because you were reading it, but it was really refreshing and really eye-opening and really compelling and such a beautiful um, visual and intense. We were all in that room with her to understand, madness, if you like, to understand the journey and the effects of medication. So, congratulations on creating such a beautiful, fragile, compelling, visceral world in which to understand the mind and the lived experience of. It was done with such grace and such honor and respect. So, congratulations and well done.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with your $500?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I think I'm gonna put it into my savings, and I'm saving for Japan, hopefully at the end of the year.
Great.
A schoolies substitute. So I've going hopefully with a couple of friends, depending on the world situation. But
Yes.
um,
Speaking
yeah.
of fragile, and some of your fave writers, who would you?
Ooh, that's a brilliant question. I love Mary Oliver.
Oh, you and me
Really,
both.
yeah.
Yes.
Some of Ray Bradbury's
Yes.
works. There Will Come Soft Rains, particularly. Gosh, I when I was a bit younger, I really enjoyed Six of Crows. I'm just Stefan. Oh gosh, the name is escaping me right now. But
That's okay.
um,
And any
yeah,
particular genres like sci-fi, chick lit,
yeah,
flit lit,
I quite enjoy sci-fi.
yes,
Ooh,
cli-fi?
sci-fi. Haven't tried that.
Love cli-fi.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, another thing for me to look up.
Climate science fiction.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay,
great.
yeah. Oh, I love a bit of body horror. um, Evelyn
Oh,
Araluen,
yes. She's such an
The
incredible
Rot,
poet.
really,
Oh,
really
oh my goodness.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And on a similar note, Paradise Rot by Jenny Haval.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that book. Very short, but it captures madness in a really
Great.
unique way. And yeah, they're
Great.
mm,
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for, and congratulations. Thank you so much for talking with us. And may your writing continue well into the future. May this be the first of many awards that you receive. Thanks, Ella.
thank you so much.
Bye.